Thank you very much. You know, the last 7 shows have gone far too quickly for me. You seem to have enjoyed them at home. I've really enjoyed them. I thank you for your loyalty, all your letters, and I can't tell you, to be surrounded by professionals like I have been has been a pleasure. We'll see you next season with another edition of Live from Her Majesty's. Good night and God bless all of you. Thank you.
Surprise plane. Now I know where I'm going, and if you...
Well, a snatch there of that new series, Skully, which incidentally is produced by Granada Television for Channel 4. And in our Northwest studio now, Alan Bleasdale, its creator. Alan, good morning to you.
Hi.
Your marvellous Black Stuff series was, of course, to some extent based on your own experiences in Liverpool. How did this one, how did Skully come about?
Well, it came about from my experiences in Liverpool.
Surprise, surprise.
But really, it was, it comes from the first school I ever taught in, comes from my own background. In a way, it isn't about Liverpool, it's about an estate. And the estate is, in my experience, is Highton. It's about that age, 15, 16, 17, particularly where I live, where the dreams are turned into nightmares.
Indeed, and I gather that making their guest appearance in a drama, we saw a snatch of them there, Kenny Dalglish and Bruce Grobbelaar.
Yeah, it's the only way I can get to meet footballers, actually. I wanted what happens in the series, and the series isn't just about a kid's obsession with Kenny Dalglish and Liverpool Football Club, but I wanted him to have a burning dream that there was a distinct possibility he wasn't going to achieve. And he believes that he is going to be the next Kenny Dalglish, and he believes it so passionately that Dalglish enters into his life. Like everyone has a dream where they can go like that and turn someone into whatever they want. But what happens with this is that Dalglish turns up and he won't go away.
Sounds a marvellous tale. Now, today, of course, is a very important day, not just for Scullys, but all Scousers, because you've got this International Garden Festival out there. What do Liverpool people make of it, Alan?
Depends what kind of people they are. I mean, the last thing I want to do is to, on a day like this, which is going to make a lot of people who like flowers and politics very happy in Liverpool, to come on here and be sour about it. I mean, the Daily Post this morning, a dream becomes a reality. For many people it does, but the nightmares, which I seem to have spent a lot of time talking about this morning, still exist, and those nightmares aren't going to go away. And you can say things like, it's flowered wallpaper to cover the cracks, and you can say, well, you know, they want to plant some jobs instead of trees. But at the same time, this festival will not do any harm, and it will do good. Whether the good is lasting and whether it is cosmetics, only time will tell.
Yeah. You, as a writer, of course, have a role to play in all this, in the sense that, you know, you can influence opinion. You can certainly make people more aware of the urban problems and the social problems that you did so dramatically in Boys from the Black Stuff. But do you think at the end of the day, Alan, splendid as your efforts are, they actually affect any social change?
Social change comes from society, doesn't come from people who write about society or pretend that they're important in society. I don't think social change comes from politicians. It comes from those people. A writer should be an observer and an illustrator. You should never, for me, get on a soapbox, because I think people who get on soapboxes have to be pretty small to start off with.
But in the sort of stuff you do, I mean, the Black Stuff, there was a campaigning element in that, surely?
Yeah, but it wasn't a manifesto for life or for a particular party. It was a manifesto for the people who were unemployed, who had to suffer what those characters and what people in society are doing today. That was my compassion and my statement.
And a very brave statement, and a very dramatic one it was too. Let's hope that the suffering of those people is ameliorated to some extent, in a way, by the events of this week. Alan Bleasdale, thanks very much, Steve, for joining us. Nick.
It's a little after 8:10. A very good morning to you. Now, look back in history to ask the question, how did the crooner Crosby get his first name Bing?
Conjure up. from all those matches. Men like John Toshak with 40 caps for Wales. Cliff Jones, 59 caps over...
First Division football action from 2 of yesterday's matches. Introduced by Brian Moore, the big match.
Good afternoon. Liverpool and Manchester United continue their race towards the First Division Championship, and today we cover both their games. Birmingham City against Liverpool and Cup finalist Everton against Manchester United. First then, it's Birmingham against the present champions Liverpool, although we first take a look at a champion of the past with our commentator Martin Tyler.
No longer the main attraction, but still liable to steal the show. Muhammad Ali, Birmingham City's guest of honour this afternoon. Ali, who became a sporting legend by winning the heavyweight championship of the world on 3 separate occasions. And Liverpool's target of a 3rd successive championship.
Tomorrow night on Channel 4, the continuing adventures of Skully, taking more than a passing interest in trees.
Plant a tree week yourself gets, so you can look at them, appreciate them, and get something out of them.
You want to plant some factories then?
Communists. I'm not, I'm a Catholic. Soft gets.
But for Skully, the dream remains of a place in the first team at Liverpool, a dream that sometimes gets confused with reality. Will Skully reach his goal? Tomorrow night at 8 on Channel 4.